No need for long introductions. I am the mighty one, Angel Snub Nub 7, and of course this is what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth. I first want to say and give respect to the memory of our brother Malcolm Shabazz, El Hajj Malik Shabazz. I believe that's how you pronounce his Muslim name that he had chosen to identify himself with. We always, and we are a pro-Malcolm channel. I will stand with our brother Malcolm X, and I will do my best to defend Malcolm, because we know clearly he is not here to defend himself, and even in death he has so many haters, so many people who are jealous and envious. It never stops. We will defend this man who has proven himself worthy of defense. Malcolm, I can never say, and I would not say, that he was perfect. What is perfection? What is perfection for a man? What is perfect on the earth? What is perfect in the universe? What is perfection? I don't know what that is, but what we do know is that this man, we know where he come from, and we saw this man come from a horrible place, what many may view as a filthy place. He cleaned himself up. He was able to clean himself up, influenced, and we give credit what credit is due. He was influenced by the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam. He cleaned himself up, and from there he strived to be the best that he could be. And he didn't have to go to the army. He didn't have to go to the military to strive to be the best that he could be. Also, when a person reaches out to claim that they help you to be better, they should not want anything in return. But clearly, when religion reaches out to us to clean us up, to help us do better, they are expecting something. Just like some of you brothers, y'all take some of these women out to dinner, and you are expecting something. You spend $150 or whatever on dinner, and you go to a movie or whatever, and you are expecting something. And this was the case of Brother Malcolm X. We made Malcolm. If it wasn't for us, you made him for what? You wanted to take Malcolm out to dinner because you was expecting something. And now he has decided to go his way, or you have some type of problem with him. Now you're angry and upset. You want your money back. And some of you brothers do that. You take a sister out to dinner or whatever, and she doesn't act right. You have a real big problem. It's so pathetic. It's so sad. Even though Malcolm is gone, and there are those who hate on Malcolm 24 hours a day, it does not stop. It does not stop people who have never even heard about Malcolm, when they see the old clips and hear his voice and watch how he moves, they can see his sincerity. They can see his good character. And so there's nothing. You can hate on Malcolm 24 hours a day. You can lie. You can slander. You can spread gossip. You can call Malcolm X gay whatever all this garbage that they talk, you're not going to stop the soul train that carries Malcolm X. You're not going to stop that. So you can imagine the type of power, the type of influence Malcolm would have continued to grow had he lived, and that's what made him a threat, not only to the government, but to the Nation of Islam from where he come from. He would have easily outperformed them. Oh, you hear it all the time. Louis Farrakhan, and he says it himself, how I'm better, I'm smarter than Malcolm. Malcolm X died so I could live. No, Malcolm X died because cowards shot him down in the Audubon ballroom. He did not die for you. He was assassinated. He did not die so you could live. But Malcolm X, once he departed from the Nation of Islam, those parasites, he only had about 2 years, year and a half. And Louis Farrakhan and all you other suckers that's talking garbage, Louis Farrakhan has had over 40 years. You're doing your theory and y'all can't get nothing together. You're not accomplishing a damn thing. If it was not for Malcolm X raised the Nation of Islam from obscurity to to be renowned internationally. Elijah Muhammad did not do that. Even their God, Master Farad Muhammad, did not do that. It was Malcolm X that brought the Nation of Islam from a nursing home to national prominence. It was Malcolm X. And if it wasn't for Malcolm X, chances are there would be no Farrakhan or Muhammad Ali or none of these other people. Malcolm X. Malcolm X. One of the things that Malcolm was very wise in when he began to try to put his organization together, he split it in 2 parts because he understood that religion has no place in liberation. Religion is divisive. That's your own personal thing. So there was a part for his religious beliefs, and there was a part for his attempts at liberation, and if necessary, outright rebellion, revolution. Very smart. Even the forefathers of this nation, separation of church and state, they understood how religion can interfere with the general freedom of the people, bring divisiveness and confusion. That's your own crap. You can worship and believe whatever the hell you want to. That has nothing to do with us. And you don't hear that. We have a war going on in Ukraine right now. And there's no arguments over religion. They're not talking about no religion. It's about the freedom of a people. I'm very sure the people of Ukraine, all the soldiers that's fighting for Ukraine, they have different religious beliefs, different political beliefs, but they do not allow that to interfere with what they have to do in order to protect their nation from an invader. But the so-called Negro, the Black American, we can't keep religion out of nothing. Everything we do, we got to bring our religion into play. And you wonder why you're not getting anywhere. Religion and the spirituality stuff is very divisive. It's hateful. Matter of fact, that's the reason why our brother Malcolm X was assassinated, because of religious dogmatism. Religion breeds hate. And hate can turn into murder. That's what we see with, or in the case of our brother Malcolm X. One of the things that Malcolm did, he said, he apologized to all those people he called Uncle Tom, Sambo. I'm willing to work with any of y'all that really want to solve the problem of the so-called Negro in America. Malcolm X had a saying, by any means necessary. So I'm going to apologize to people I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to do that because it's beneficial. We need to come together to solve this problem. I'm willing to apologize for the hurt of calling you names and whatever I've done. We need to get this together. These black revolutionary people, this blackity-black, Pan-African, whatever the hell they use Malcolm X because he's dead. They use him as a front. They are not like Malcolm X. Malcolm X apologized. He took back all that name calling, and that's all you hear from these Pan-Africans and the blackity-black folks. You're a coon, you're a sambo, whatever, because you don't agree with their bull. What are they doing? They're not getting anything accomplished at all, by any means necessary. There are those of you who claim that you with Malcolm, and there were those who claimed they was with Malcolm back in the day who really wasn't with Malcolm, because Malcolm understood that we can try to deal with this situation civilly. So he had a plan to try to get support from the African nations who were part of the United Nations to make a case and go before the United Nations to speak before the Council of the United Nations and bring complaint and grievance against the United States. A civil action. But Malcolm X also understood that it may take the gun. There was no such thing as a bloodless revolution. And from what I have been told, that was a scary thing, even from people who claimed they backed Malcolm X. Malcolm X was associating himself and communicating with people who are real. I'm not talking about computer revolutionaries. I'm not talking about go to church, wear a bow tie, and sell a bean pie revolutionary. Malcolm X was actually having conversations with real revolutionaries who actually picked up a gun to fight an oppressor. And there were those who were in Malcolm X organization who was afraid of that kind of talk. But this is the reality of our situation. Malcolm X proved himself to be a good leader and understood the situation. We don't understand anything, and we don't want to do what is necessary, whether it is civil or whether it is an actual physical confrontation. We don't want to do, no, we want to pretend. We want to pretend. We just want to wear bow ties, sell fish sandwiches, and basically we just want to continue to go to church. You don't want to do nothing civil, and you don't want to do nothing, of course, that's bloody. This ministry, this plan that we call Operation Exodus Mississippi Campaign, I dare say that I am the modern day Malcolm X. I am what Malcolm X would have been. We represent that here at the Reality's Temple on earth. Of course, we just completely deny religion and spirituality, but everything else Malcolm X represented. And I think that Malcolm, after a certain period of time, had he lived, he would have saw that this God, these gods that we depend on, praise, are false. They're not no good. I could be wrong. I could be in error. If so, jot down your comment. Let's talk about it. Until next time, peace.